All right. Thanks again for stopping by the page and hanging out with us. Hit the subscribe button, run the thumbs up on video. We do appreciate it. Next week, we'll be back on show 246, and we'll be breaking down some more college games and talking about some other different teams from different conferences. We've done all your SEC teams. Go back on the page and catch all them.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be talking about some other news and what we can talk about going through in the week. And we got some big news to talk about at the end, right after this here. So, North Carolina State Wolfpack, 42nd in recruiting. They're 9th in the ACC right now at the moment. As far as recruiting wise, wide receiver, they got a Boulder kid from North Carolina for this year's class. Got a 3-star Reinhardt kid from Ohio, running back, another running back, a Boyd kid from Ware County, Georgia.
Wow, that's down there, Okefenokee Swamp.
They're
good athletes down there.
Yes, so that's why I wrote that down. Wide receiver, Broader, 6'4", 205 pounds. These are just some recruits. Now on campus, defensive end freshman Justin Terrell, home Georgia.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Played at Rome.
I did not know that.
Running back Smothers, come from Ohio, from Oklahoma.
Okay.
Now this Waters kid that they pulled in from Duke, 6 foot, 215 pounds. He's a senior, run for 800 yards last year. People are really high on this guy. Waters.
What's his last name? Waters.
Yeah, played at Duke last year, running back.
Okay.
So these are some players. Wide receiver, a jolly kid from UConn is supposed to be good. You got a freshman kid he's a dude. Noah Rogers is going to be a guy, and you got a Collins kid that's going to be a receiver for North Carolina State, and the guy that came back because they had some guys that could have opted up for the draft, and they did lose their 400 tackles, I think, his career linebacker. He went to the draft, All-American, All-ACC, first team, I just Dick Butkus Award winner.
Who was this?
Okay.
The
one that just left him. What was his name?
I can't.
Peyton Wilson.
He 400 tackles.
He had 100 tackles every year he played football in college.
He's like the old guy that played for Boston College.
Yeah.
Coakley, whatever.
Luke Kuechly.
One of the best players ever.
I know, yeah.
Pros or college.
So there's some wide receivers, but this guy decided to come back. Concepcion.
He's good.
Now, I've heard it said, so I said it right, Oklahoma fans.
Yes, that is absolutely. It's not
Conception. It's Concepcion.
Concepcion.
It's probably.
It sounds Hispanic or something.
It sounds French. I would have to see where he's from. It sounds like he would be from Louisiana, like Cajun. Concepcion.
What's his first name?
I didn't write it down.
Oh, okay. I mean, it don't matter.
So Concepcion, Jolly, Noah Rogers, going to be good. Collins. Offensive line is Carroll Kidd, but Belton, the left tackle, and then Souls is a 3-star guy they got. But this Corral kid, Dane, all these guys have had a lot of starts. Their center come from Notre Dame. Played and started last year. Just decided up and go to North Carolina State.
Started at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's odd.
I know. So
unless it's another center transferred into Notre Dame that we don't know.
Now this Belton kid at left tackle for them.
He played there last year, right?
He's supposed to be good. We're talking about he's got a star on him. I mean, on the game. You're going to see that he's quality. Now that's offensively. Now also we didn't talk about
not mean to interrupt you, McCall, right?
Yeah. And he has he only threw for let me tell you, he's 70% completion percentage for lifetime. 10,000 yards.
Oh my gosh.
10,000.
He's like one of those 5th-year guys, right?
10,000 yards he's thrown for. And they got receivers. And they got an offensive line. And I just told you the running backs.
Wow. I've never known. I know Rivers played there, Phillip Rivers, but I've never remember them being great.
No, not since Greg McElroy said the same thing. He said, Phillip Rivers played there, and we all know who he is.
Were they great then?
Yeah, they were pretty good. I think they runner up in the conference maybe those years. And he's coaching he's in Mobile somewhere coaching.
Okay.
I think.
Yes, he coaches JB said.
Yeah.
Was it Gulf Shores?
Yeah,
Orange Beach or something.
So offensively, sound pretty good, right?
Sounds very good.
Got a guy throw for 10,000. You got Concepcion coming back. Got 2 good tailbacks. Offensive lineman, probably All-American left tackle, and then the Notre Dame, the center there, and they got their guard stuff to play. Now, defensively, like I said, they lost Peyton Wilson, linebacker. He was Dick Butkus, reincarnate 2.0, straight out of 1960s and 50s. 2023, third best in their third down stops.
Really?
So they're stopping people on third downs. Now,
Oh, that's
D-backs,
big.
Boykin had 54 tackles. Aiden White, he is one of the top corners in the ACC. Jared Carter came from Ohio State, check. Linebacker Abdul Rahim and Cameron Todd, offensive lineman Todd. Caden Fordham Brown, he's a lockout. This guy is going to be one linebacker, Brown. Same last name as Tristan. Okay, there's another linebacker named Brown. He's at North Carolina State, and he's going to be a dude.
Concepcion, 800 yards receiving, 200.
Yes.
90 rushing.
The only player in FBS to catch for over so much and rush for over the 200.
Yeah.
Only in the country last year. The only player.
Running a lot, didn't he?
Well, for
a receiver.
Now, I'm just telling you this because I played him. I used him on the game, and their playbook, they'll bring him and hut, snap it, and pitch it forward to him.
And so he must be a stud.
Yeah.
I mean, Ronnie Royals up there, too. Who knows? He may get to play a good bit. All right, go ahead.
Those linebackers. Now, offensive line coach Robert Anai, he's a good coach, so he's gonna take all that into account for their offense. Now, defensive lineally, the Hitler kid, he's a senior, check. Davin Van, number one guy coming back, check. CJ Clark, he's going to be out. They're saying he has an injury in the spring or something. I don't know if he's going to be back, but Cleveland is going to be going to play also for defensive line. But Wallace, I had him wrote down as going to be one of their top defensive linemen. So I was like, man, they're loaded across the front. Well, Wallace is at Colorado now. He checked out. Now, head coach David.
I can't believe anybody left there.
I know. David Doeren.
Yes, that's got to be right. We looked at the pronunciation. That's all they.
That's where I have Greg call him, Greg Doeren. I mean, David Doeren.
Yeah.
Well, they've had he's had 4 9-win seasons. Okay.
I didn't realize they'd done that well.
Yeah. So they're knocking every year. Now, 9 wins of 2023, they lost their bowl game to Kansas State at the Pop-Tart Bowl. They've had 13 9-win seasons. He's responsible for 4 of those.
Wow. So he's definitely the man there.
Yes. 2005, they were the last ACC title game. I told you about CJ Clark. He's gone. He is at Miami now. That's the one I was talking about, CJ Clark. Okay. He was a defensive lineman. So Clark and Wallace are not there. One's at Miami, one's at Colorado. Now, it sounds decent.
Sounds pretty good.
On defense. Sounds decent. It's not terrible.
I don't like them losing their
well, you can't replace those kind of people, man.
No.
So, what do you do? Well, Abdul Rahim is going to be one of them, and this Fordham guy, but Brown, remember. Brown is supposed to be.
He's supposed to be like this Wilson.
Well, I mean,
like a Wilson.
Who with a name like Abdul Rahim?
Yeah.
You're probably pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, is that Abdullah the Butcher's grandson?
Abdul Rahim.
He's probably pretty good. So it sounds like they got some guys in there to replace them. Now, schedule.
All right.
Now, before I even look at the schedule, let me tell you who they don't play.
Okay.
Virginia Tech. Nope. Louisville.
Who's supposed to be great?
No. Notre Dame. Nope. Florida State. Nope. Miami. No. Pitt.
That's the top teams in the conference.
No.
They play Pitt?
So, no. So, Matt, you're saying, well, who do they play? All right, well, North Carolina State Wolfpack, Thursday, August 29th at 6 Eastern Time, ACC Network. They'll kick off with Western Carolina Catamounts.
I think they'll be all right. I think they'll survive that one.
Now, but they're going to jump right in because old Coach Heupel is going to travel on up there and play them at Charlotte, North Carolina. They're going to be at the Bank of America Stadium, neutral site. Tennessee Vols.
Now, I think that'll be a good game, but I do think in the end Tennessee wins.
Okay. Now that.
But I don't think it'll be easy. I don't think it'll be 40-0.
I think we're going to find out a lot about
Tennessee
and North Carolina State.
Yeah.
Coach Doeren, Coach Heupel's going to square up September the 7th. That's another September 7th. That's the weekend that's going to have some other good games. So that's a one to look at. Now, Louisiana Tech Bulldogs will meet them at Raleigh, North Carolina. Play them there at home September the 14th. Now they're going to play their conference here at Clemson Tigers September 21st.
I don't like it being there.
At Clemson. Can Klubnik and McCall go at it? Can Brown get after Klubnik and run him around the field and get him on the ground?
I don't think that – yeah. I don't think that no way NC State beats Tennessee and Clemson, but I think they could beat one of them.
Does Davin Vann have a smoking hot day and just beat up on Dabo's offensive line?
Possibly.
And we need to do Clemson too.
Yeah.
We'll do them
Which
too.
I do think Clemson will be all right. I don't think they'll be bad by no means.
So,
yeah.
Clemson or Tennessee, they're going to lose one of them.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. All right. Then they got NIU. They got the Huskies at home. Then they're at home again. They got Wake Forest Demon Deacons. That's on October the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're at home again. They got Syracuse.
It was not very good.
Do you see how
year.
this is laying out? I keep saying home, and I keep
even if they do lose to Tennessee and Clemson,
but I'm just saying I keep saying home. Then I say the Huskies. Then I say Wake Forest. Then I say Syracuse. Then they go to Cal, and then they're off. That's a pretty easy.
Pretty easy.
I know Clemson and Tennessee. Okay.
Who were the three? Cal's probably the best of those three.
So out of 7 games, they got 5 floaters.
I think they're 5-2 at worst.
At worst.
Yeah.
Then coming back off a break, we're going to get it to the month of November. They're going to take off Halloween, go have some candy. And yes, candy corn is good candy. So y'all stop it with all that candy corn sucks. That candy corn's good, man. What's wrong with
candy corn's fantastic.
Come on. I see a lot of memes.
It grows. It's great.
Then, you go out here and grow it in your yard. I'm just kidding.
I love it.
I do too.
I see all kinds of. I'm not getting off the subject, but there's a lot of hate towards candy corn.
I'm a caramel guy too. The caramel ones that's wrapped up with
candy corn.
The white thing in the middle of that caramel.
Dude, I can eat 100 candy corn. Just
you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
What is that?
They're fantastic. I don't know what they are, but they're good. And if I come over here and you had a big stack of both of them, I'd be fine.
What about the peanut butter and the black and orange wrapper, bro?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? That sticky peanut butter flavor.
Oh yeah.
Some of them's black wrapper, some of them's.
It's got the white in the middle.
No, it's just peanut butter.
Oh, okay.
It's a black wrapper or an orange wrapper.
All right.
It's just peanut butter.
I'll have to look.
And the paper's always stuck to it. You can't never get all the paper off of it.
Good stuff. I can't believe people don't like candy corn.
Man, there's a whole ordeal out there.
I knew it become a big deal on Facebook. I never paid much attention to it.
That's crazy. People's crazy.
Candy corn's good.
So after the off week, candy corn weekend, November 2nd, they're going to get started. They're going to come home again. Have they got any away games?
Them or I will play at home.
They play away any. Is the bus ready? No, it's tort. We got to play at home. They're playing at home again. They're going to play Stanford.
They'll be all right.
Dean.
Stanford's not what they were 10, 12 years ago.
They're at home again. They're going to play Duke.
Oh, my God.
Then they're going to take another week off and rest up from Stanford and Duke. Then they're going to go to Georgia Tech and to North Carolina. Is there any possibility? Georgia Tech, I've heard some mumblings and bumblings.
I think Georgia Tech's going to be better.
I know. We need to look into that because I don't know enough to sit here and say Georgia Tech's got a shot to beat them because as of just what I know, I don't think they do.
Can this bunch here go 10-2?
I don't know, man. But can Mac Brown get it done on November the 30th, December 7th?
Yes,
ACC?
definitely.
Can Mac Brown beat them?
Oh, yeah. But I can't. I'm not married to it. I can't say yes that they're going to.
Lord, man.
I think they could go 10-2.
That schedule sounds – well, they went 9-4 last year. They lost to Notre Dame 45-24. They lost to Louisville 13-10. I remember that game. They shouldn't have lost that game.
Yeah, they're probably better.
They lost to Duke 24-3. Something happened. That game got away from them.
Was pretty good last year.
Well, their quarterback, he took off and went to
Notre Dame. Yeah.
So then they come off week. Well, they won the rest of their games and they lost in the Pop-Tart Bowl. Of course, they lost 28-19. I said earlier to K-State, which their quarterback's at Ohio State.
Man, I don't know. It sounds to me like they had a pretty good year last year because you're giving me those scores and none of those are ridiculous.
But the games they lost, the only one they play again is Duke. And I think they can handle them this year.
It's not going to be as good.
Yeah.
I think they lose. I'm trying to say that playing just to make it interesting. But I think they lose to Clemson and Tennessee.
Look, November 4th last year, they beat Miami 20-6.
Who were their quality wins last year? Miami. Did they beat North Carolina?
They beat Virginia Tech 35-28. They beat North Carolina 39-20. That last part of the season, they beat Clemson, Miami, Wake, Virginia, and North Carolina.
Okay, I'm going way out there. 11-1.
Gosh, hold on.
Possible.
Now that was last year, and that's what they lost some people. They did.
But with
McCall back there slinging the ball now, and you got that receiver Concepcion coming back.
No, I'm joking around. I think 9-3. Definitely.
I don't know why they couldn't win. They got to be 9.5.
I'd say they'd be 9.5 for sure. Well, we have Iowa at 8.5. I think this bunch may be 9.5.
There you go, people. That's the case, and that's it. North Carolina State.
All those home games. Wow.
The Wolfpack.
Interesting.
So, what do y'all think?
I think that's definitely two, which, like Matt said earlier, nothing wrong with that. I think that's two definite top 25 on the final poll teams. I'm talking about at the end. This is our top 25. And I'll be honest, I don't see how you can fire a coach if he finishes in the top 25. Unless it's at Ohio State, Alabama, or Georgia.
If they win 10 games,
they're
getting the playoffs. This team could really, with McCall,
I think they're going to be good.
With Grayson and Concepcion and Waters and that Rogers kid catching the ball too. They got some good receivers, man. I played them on the game. They got some guys that can catch the ball, and they got a good tight end. I can't remember his name, but on the game he was good.
Oh, I just read about Concepcion. He's a stud. Mm-hmm. He did that on about 30. He did that 300 yards on about 35 or 40 carries too. But you said they run him on jet sweeps, right?
That's on the game. They have that package, how they use him. If McCall can just stay out of trouble, and I told you the lineman they have coming back, this left tackle, All-American guy, they got the center from Notre Dame. So you got a guy.
Oh, I was just
I'm burning my ears. I forget about him. So they got a good foot. They're further around getting this playoff.
I think they could make the playoff.
Absolutely.
But now I do not think Iowa will make the playoff. I don't think their schedule is going to be tough. I don't know. You're going to have to be pretty good to make this playoff.
I tell you, North Carolina State. What y'all
has
think?
A better chance of making the playoff than Iowa.
What y'all think? North Carolina State got a shot at this? Now, what if they get in there in the playoffs and float around and meet let's say they meet
they are Cinderella. You remember what happened in '83?
Let's think of a good mid team that'll get in the playoffs. It'll be about number 7 or 8. LSU,
Utah, LSU, maybe Tennessee.
Let's see if they meet. Let's see if North Carolina State meets Utah. Cam Rising against McCall.
I think this old Tennessee game is going to be a big.
That'll tell. We'll know. Yeah. But it's week 2, and they'll be healthy. But are they going to be healthy and not blow it at the end of the year and play North Carolina and Coach Brown put a smack on them and blow them out of that'll kill them. It'll make them. It'll be 9-3. Yeah. It'll kill them in the playoff chances. They're going to have to listen. These smaller teams. You're going to have
now North Carolina State or Iowa can't go 9-3.
You got to win 10. If you don't win 10, you're not top 10. Not unless the funkiest storm that happened since Alabama and got in because of Iowa State.
There's no teams left, for some reason.
The number 1 team, say Ohio State runs it, and they're 10-2.
Yeah.
Georgia 9-3 at number 2. Say Georgia's number 2 in the nation, they're 9-3.
Right.
Well, we may be able to get in it.
Yes.
And Bama dumps 3 games. You got number 8 ranked Bama. It's 9-3. I don't know. I'm just saying.
These teams like North Carolina State and Iowa, though, they're going to have to win 10.
Yeah.
The only ones that are going to only win 9 are some of these SEC teams with these horrible schedules.
Yeah, like Florida.
Yeah.
If Florida wins 9,
they're going to be in the playoff.
They better be in the playoff.
They may be in the playoff if they go 8-4.
Because if they win 9, that means they would have beat 6 ranked teams, and some of them probably a lot of them in the top 10. Probably.
Yeah. They can go 7-5, and they got to pull 2 or 3 upsets.